Music. Music can bring back memories. It's remarkable how the few notes of a guitar can remind one of memories long since lost. When I was young, my mother died. And a few years ago, my brother and I, when we were in college, decided to write a song about her. More than it being just about her, we wanted it to be about our struggle with our fading memories. We realized that memories, as they fade away, it becomes like unto a second death for the person who's being forgotten. And we didn't want that to happen to us. It's been years since we wrote that song together, and it has taken on a new meaning with my family. I have children and a wife who have never met my mom. They have nothing to remember. And I've realized that the greatest forgetting is that which happens between generations. So I'm on a journey in search of a way to preserve those memories of my mom for my kids, so that she doesn't die for them in their memory as she died for me. What do you know about Grandma?
I don't really know anything about her.
Who is that a picture of, Darcy?
Grandma Elizabeth?
Yeah, can you tell me something that you know about her?
No, I don't know. When you describe her, I feel like I know her, but I don't, like, at the same time. I know that personality, I know who that, I recognize that, but I don't really know her in person.
Tell me something that you know about my mom.
She was a good cook and baker. She made, I don't know, lots of good things that we've tried to make and sometimes been successful at reproducing. Particularly cookies. That was one of her talents.
You fade into a memory that fade into a void. You fade into a memory that fade.
So all my family knows about her are the few things that I've told them, and my smallest children don't know anything. So I look through the things I have. I have pictures, but I don't have very many. I have stories in my memory. What can I do to make her come alive for them, so that she doesn't fade away and become nothing more than a person in a family tree, as opposed to the living, vibrant memory that I have? So I need to find something. I get the idea to go visit my brother who lives a few minutes away. Now, he's not the brother who helped me write the song, but I think that he might have some ideas of what I can do to help my kids remember my mom. What are some ways that you help your kids to know Mom?
Well, we talk about her sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Not often. I try to tell them stories about, or at least recollections I have of Mom. We have some pictures, not very many, and I show them pictures and we talk about them, but it's not very often. I suppose it's more when they express some interest that I'll answer questions they have about her. And then once in a while I'll go out of my way, maybe at like a little family gathering, to talk a little more about her. here we are, you and I having this conversation right now, and it's making me think I ought to do a better job of sharing with my kids experiences that I had with their grandma. I would like to do a better job of sharing with them something about who she was. And so what do I make of it? I want to make some improvements.
So it seems like my brother's struggling in a lot of the same ways that I am, at least insofar as trying to help the memory of my mom not fade away with the generations. I have the thought to go visit a friend of mine. He knew my mom growing up. His father passed away when he was young, and I learned that his grandpa just passed away a few days ago. Besides, he played the song with me many times over the years when we were in a group together, and I thought he might have something to offer. Your grandpa just passed away a couple days ago. What sort of things are you doing to honor the memory of your grandpa?
Looking at old pictures, going through old videos. Immediately, I started just having old memories, old stories. We have tons of hilarious stories, and just a lot of great things that he's taught us, all of us, all his grandchildren. He was a teacher, and he never stopped. And so, remembering and looking at things.
Have you done anything to remember your dad as far as your kids are concerned?
Sadly, I think I probably just told him bad things. There's been a few times I've tried to, of course, as part of a focus on good, tried to tell him good things. I do tell them that it's sad that he's not here. It's sad that he can't know them right now and see what they're doing. And that is a really sad thing. No matter how he would have treated us. Just, not to be around for grandkids.
I want you to tell me about, I don't know, something that you remember about my mom.
My earliest memory of your mom was as my Sunday school teacher. What stuck out, I guess, the only reason I remember her as a teacher was that she was really straightforward with 5-year-olds, as I imagine she was with everyone. And she told us all the mistakes she'd made. Well, not all. I'm not sure if they're all of them. She told us the mistakes she'd made, and she told us to not make those same mistakes. The example that I remember personally was when she looked at us and she was like, "Don't smoke. Don't smoke."
Played this song with me hundreds of times over the years. The song's about how, after someone dies, there's this period where eventually the memories start to fade, and it's almost like a second death. How can somebody combat that? I mean, what can we do to keep that from happening?
That's funny. As I just said, I tried to play the song a week ago, and I hadn't played it since I played it with you last time, which was a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't remember any of my part until I remembered just one chord, one key. And I think a lot of people, probably most people, just need a thing. Some people have pictures, some people have songs. Just find as many of those as you can and hold on to a person. It's really bad when somebody should be here and they're not. And so having the key, even to try to pass on, like to your children.
You gonna beatbox for us, Dave? So that struck me, what he said.
Okay.
One key,
Go.
something to remember them by. It'll open up the memories. For old time's sake, Dave and I sat down and played the song. And he was right. It helped a flood of memories come back to me. So I look back. I look at these pictures of my mom and me as a baby. I think about the song, and I realize that what I need to do is find something unique for my kids to remember, something that they connect with, that'll be a key for them, a key that will open up my mother's life for them. So I look through the documents I have, old journals, transcribed conversations between my mom and her friends, her personal handwriting in journals, her personal history that tells the story of how our family began and how my parents came to believe the things they did and what they felt about us as children. And then I found my first key, a story she had written. Did you know that Grandma Elizabeth liked to write stories?
No.
Yeah. She liked to write stories for kids.
Oh,
Stories that she planned on illustrating, and some of them she did.
cool.
She had a story called The Booger Bear. What does that sound like to you?
You,
Sounds like me? Why is that?
because you're like, oh, there's a poop monster, or a booger monster, or a fart machine, and stuff like that. And it's like, that's the kind of thing that's wrong.
Oh. Would you like to share any of the stories that you've written with Grandma?
Yes.
Like which one, if you could share any story with Grandma, which one would it be?
Well, probably my mystery story.
Your mystery story?
Yeah,
Why is that?
Because it's the best one I've written.
Yeah? Would you be interested in reading one of Grandma's stories?
Yes.
You know, I don't have The Booger Bear. One I have is about a girl in school and she writes a play.
Oh, cool.
And it's actually based on a true story because when Grandma Elizabeth was in school, she wrote a play.
Oh, cool.
You think it's kind of funny that Grandma Elizabeth wrote a play and that I write plays sometimes?
Yes.
I remember as a child my mom drawing and sketching. But what I didn't know until I read her journals was that she liked to draw from a young age and that she drew scary things to scare her teacher. Did you know that Grandma Elizabeth liked to draw?
No,
No, you didn't know that?
I didn't. I guess she's like me.
Do you know what she liked to draw most of all?
What?
Sit up.
What?
She liked to draw monsters and vampires and dragons.
I like to draw vampires, but not dragons.
And I found cookie recipes. Did you know that Grandma Elizabeth liked to make cookies?
No.
Yeah? Did you know you've had Grandma Elizabeth's cookies before?
No.
You have?
What kind are they?
The shape cookies at Christmas. Those are the cookies that she made. She invented the recipe.
With the red sprinkles?
Yeah, or any of the sprinkles.
Yeah.
So I know this is just a start, but I have been able to find at least one thing for each of my kids to help their grandmother come alive for them. And maybe that'll keep her from dying that second time. Haunting in the back of my mind, a conversation with the dark, fighting to the front. Calling out one last time.